Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Shit's about to hit the fan. Welcome to Unsanctioned Thursdays on Wrestling with Freddie.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unsanctioned Thursdays. Let's start the show. It's prediction time, Mr. Dye. Prediction.
I'm ready.
Are you ready to make the people some money?
Oh, I got my crystal ball ready.
Yeah.
It's all locked and loaded. I've been doing terrible at this, so let's see if my crystal ball can get better.
There's one that's going to be impossible for me to pick, and so I'm just going to kind of like ABCD it. So, but I'll be transparent about which one that is. But outside of that, I feel highly confident that I can call the whole card. How confident are you feeling right now?
Not very. I've here's the thing. Like Jeff Dye varies when it comes to wrestling. You know, I'll be like watching so much WWE, watching little videos about WWE, and then like because of that, AEW doesn't get as much as my focus. And then there'll be other times where I'm watching so much AEW and so much internet about AEW, and then WWE kind of fades a little. So I'm in my WWE phase.
I don't have to travel every week and entertain people and make them laugh, so I have way more time to watch wrestling. Don't worry, I got you covered. Here we go. Chris Jericho, the For the World is such an a-hole thing to just change somebody's championship. Chris Jericho, the champion, versus Hook. This is a very easy prediction for me to make. This story has been anti-Hook, pro the learning tree. I almost called him the giving tree. He's both. He's giving. He's very giving.
That's what the learning tree is.
Yes, he's a giver. They have been all over Hook. They practically killed Samoa Joe. They killed my man. What's the Japanese guy's name? Shibata. They killed Shibata, or killed his arm anyway. Drove Samoa Joe through a wall. Burnt out Hook's eye. He last week in Dynamite, he said, I can't even see out of my eye, you son of a bitch. And I did it just like that. It was money, and a little better than mine. And to me, the only way this story ends in London is with everyone's favorite Hook going over and beating Chris Jericho and becoming once again the real FTW champion. No For the World bullshit. But yeah, so that's who I pick. I pick Hook defeats Chris Jericho. How about you, sir?
I am going to go against you and pick Chris Jericho.
Don't you want to win once, Jeff?
Nope. Well, then we'd be tying on the pick if I pick Hook. Yeah, so I'm going to pick Chris Jericho. He's the current one. Maybe we can get more story out of this. Maybe we can drag it on longer. I've been enjoying watching.
You just want Taz to get involved. That's what you want.
Yeah. Well, where's he been? You know, help out your boy.
From the ring, anytime Chris comes out, because Chris is afraid of him. You know, he might get choked
Taz,
out.
Dude. You got to flex those Taz muscles. So I'm going with Chris Jericho. Keep this feud going.
All right. Next up is the impossible one for me to pick. One, because I don't even know who they're wrestling yet. It's the Young Bucks, the tag team champions, the world tag team champions, versus either the Acclaimed or FTR, or the Acclaimed and FTR. But I don't know. So the only thing I know for certain is the two dudes that are going to be in the match named the Young Bucks, right? I know they're going to be in the match no matter what. So I'm picking the Young Bucks to win, but do not go with me on this unless you already know who they're going against and you're like, oh yeah, Young Bucks, they're not dropping them yet. So that's why
I don't know who they're going against, but am I allowed to pick the field?
You can take the field. Yeah, that's smart.
I'll take the field.
Ooh,
yes.
I think that's smart, Jeff.
Young Bucks, I'm not a huge fan of the Young Bucks. I never have been a fan of the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks are going to be like my Miz of the AEW. Like once they've been doing it for 30 years, I'll have to be the guy that's like, I'll give it to them. They've always been around. All right, they've earned my respect. So I'm going to pick the field. And I love the Acclaimed. So I hope it's the Acclaimed.
Everybody loves the Acclaimed. All right.
Awesome.
Next up, the Trios Championships, the World Trios Championships. The Patriarchy, this is an easy pick. The Patriarchy versus another field, Jeff. Mm-hmm. And as smart as the field pick was, I don't think it's going to play this time. I don't see anybody beating the genius mind of Christian Cage, the Patriarchy. He's got help. His lady, the matriarch, she'll come in with the hair, so the Aquanet, whoosh, get you in the eyes. Maybe she gets a lighter like we do in the 80s.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
And burn that shit. You know, you might get another fireball there. So I think they're going to have some shenanigans, and the patriarchy beats the field. That means they beat everyone else in AEW. What?
Yeah, you know, it's funny you say it. When I was a teenager, the local grocery stores would be like, why is this young boy buying so much hairspray?
Yeah,
and it's because I love fire and I love torture.
Buddy.
All right. For this, it's an easy no-brainer pick for Jeff Dye. I've always been a straight white male, and I've always loved the patriarchy. I'm picking the patriarchy. It's never failed me yet, and it won't fail me at this event either. So here we go. Jeff Dye picking the patriarchy, and you can bet on it.
Yeah, you can. You can take that shit to the bank.
I guarantee it.
Next up is Jack Perry, the champion, the TNT champion, because our man Edge got hurt. Hope Edge gets well soon, comes back and whips your ass, Jack Perry. But right now he's fighting Darby Allin. Yeah, hell yeah, that's our boy. Jack Perry versus Darby Allin in a coffin match. Here's the thing. The champion has certain advantages, but in a coffin match, what the fuck? Those advantages go out the window, and Darby Allin is kind of a coffin kind of dude. He does the coffin drop. I've seen him land on a coffin, dented, and practically break his spine like a can of Pringles. So I would assume he has the advantage. That said, Jack Perry's evil. He changed his music. It's more dramatic. He takes his hairband out much more angrily than he used to. That shows a lot of evil. And I think he's going to do something evil in this match, and he's going to get the win. Remember, it wasn't so long ago that he was the one that was going to get lit on fire by Darby. I feel like because he took that one and had to look like the victim in that one, that he's going to get it up on him this time. So I'm picking Jack Perry. That's my philosophy behind it anyway, to beat Darby Allin in the coffin match for the TNT championship. I know you're going the opposite direction, and you're going to be wrong.
Yeah, our little cave boy has really grown up to become the grumpy bad guy, Jack Perry. You know,
pissed at you and everybody.
Not a fan. Don't like it. Fine. Undersized. I don't need him. I like a Darby Allin, and the simple fact that it's a coffin match makes me go, hey, this is a no-brainer. Remember when Darby Allin, you just referenced it, against Swerve, when he just literally threw his whole body on his Swerve's hand was still out of the little thing. It was amazing. Big fan. If I'm betting with my heart, I pick Darby Allin.
Yes,
because he's cooler. I like him better.
He's cooler.
And it's a coffin match. However, I'm going to bet with my brain, and I think Jack Perry wins.
Come to the dark side, Jeff.
Yeah. That's my brain picking, not my heart.
Making money. All right, next up, Toni Storm versus maybe my new favorite guest, Mariah May. Super friggin' smart, crazy eye for the business. Planned this destruction of Toni Storm from day one. Still keeps the bloody shoe in her bag when she travels just to remind her. How the hell could she lose this match in front of her own people? Are you kidding me? Now, I know some of you were thinking, well, wait a minute, that's the perfect time to lose. No. Toni's had a long time with the championship, a very long time with the championship. I think she's ready to give it up. I think where she draws the line, Mariah May hasn't even gotten started, and Mariah May is going to become your AEW Women's Champion. What? Let's go, Miss Mariah May. What do you say, Jeff? I know.
All right. Well, you know what? Alex, our producer's too shy to say it. Freddie, you're too polite to say it. This whole stupid business is too polite to say it, but Jeff will say it. Mariah May is hot. That chick is hot.
Everybody says that. You're not a unicorn, pal.
Everyone tries to be polite. Oh, no, it's your wrestling skills. Right. It's your Japanese strong style. Listen, she's a smoke show, and I like what she's doing. If anybody hasn't listened to our interview with her, go back and listen to it. She's awesome, and she's smart. I think she's going to win this. Dude, she convinced me.
Next up, the American Championship. That son of a bitch, MJF.
Yes.
Everybody hates MJF. He's being mean to British people all over the place, no matter where he goes. He's being mean to Americans wherever he goes. He takes hats off of children. He spills beers at guys. He doesn't even give them free merch after. He's son of a bitch. But he's the champion, and he's fighting the former champion, Will Ospreay. Everybody's favorite wrestler, does the illest shit in the ring you've ever seen, and he does it like it's nothing, like it's a piece of cake. And in front of his hometown, in London. Now, normally, if this was WWE, one of them's got to lose, Jeff. They won't let both hometown heroes win. That's the WWE thing. They never would do it. But this is AEW. And it's a whole new world. And Will Ospreay is going to take the title back from MJF. And this could start a whole rivalry where they start going back and forth like Randy Orton and John Cena back in like 2009, back and forth. And they make this title mean something, perhaps even more than the AEW World Championship if they're awesome enough. So I pick Will Ospreay to defeat that scumbag MJF who talks nothing but shit about the fine people of England and the United Kingdom. And all our British listeners out there, I have love for you. And Will Ospreay wins. What do you say, Jeff?
Here's the thing. I've never once voted against MJF. In fact, you'll never, ever hear me say anything bad about MJF or pick against him. Listen, Will Ospreay might be one of the best wrestlers in the business, but nobody has my loyalty more than MJF. I think he will stay the champion. I think he will humiliate those people and piss everyone off in England more the way he deals with Will Ospreay, which will further fuel that flame. There's nothing better than being a bad guy and getting to be like talking trash in England. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be awesome. And they're going to be pissed at MJF because he's going to leave that building with the belt. That's what I think.
You almost talked me into changing my vote. That was so
It's going to
smart.
be perfect. It's going to piss him off so bad. It just heightens the heel.
You pissed me off by almost changing my mind, so I'm staying with Ospreay just to spite you. And you're just as bad as MJF. That's what I think.
I love him. It's the best.
He is. Next up, Mercedes Moné, the champion, the TBS champion, with a pretty cool finisher, by the way, versus the dentist, Britt Baker, DMD. She's back. We love her. She's cutting emotional promos in the ring. She's dressing up in costumes and whipping people's ass. She has to deal with more than just Mercedes now. She has to deal with her muscle as well. It's not looking good. However, she's got a chance, Jeff. She's got a chance. She didn't make any promises like the babyface makes promises. So there's a chance she could lose. There's a chance she could win. This is a hard one for me to pick, Jeff. But I don't see a world where Mercedes can't still be champion yet. And I think there's going to be some interference and Britt's going to get screwed by Camille Brickhouse. They just call her Camille.
She's awesome.
She's going to have to deal with Camille. Deal with Camille. It's a sitcom from the 80s. And, and not a good one. Got canceled after 3 episodes. But I think that's going to cause her the loss, and she's going to have to get it in Chicago a few weeks later, and everyone's going to love it. So I'm going with Mercedes Moné to retain, and I think we're going to disagree.
No, I love Britt Baker, and I love Sasha Banks. I won't call her Mercedes Moné. I love that they brought in Camille. I love that they brought her over. Like I don't know if it's a coincidence, but it feels like Mercedes Moné's like best mic work or best kind of stuff since the addition of her. I think that Mercedes Moné will retain her championship. There's going to be some shenanigans, but I think that's how it's going to go down. And then if she loses the belt, I think it'll be in the weeks to come, it will be to Britt. Yeah. But I think
Britt's getting England, the belt. Britt is just not. It's just not going to happen
yet.
In London. All right, the final match of the night, the AEW World Championship. 2-time guest Swerve Strickland, the champion, versus Bryan Danielson in a career versus title match. If Bryan loses, he will never wrestle again. I wish he wouldn't have said that. If he wins, he can keep wrestling as long he won't be under contract, but he'll be the champion. Now the business mind goes, well, he's not going to win. He's retiring. He's not going to win. He's going to give us a great match. Somebody will come in, maybe interrupt the match. And that way he goes, oh, it was a disqualification. I didn't lose, so I can still wrestle from time to time after I have surgery. But your heart believes in Bryan Danielson because the yes movement was real, Jeff. The yes movement was real. WWE buried Bryan Danielson, buried him, then known as Daniel Bryan. And the crowd was not having it because he was John McClane from the Die Hard series. He was that movie you see where you go, yeah, if that happened, that's what I would do. And I'd save the day. Even though most of us would be that guy Ellis from Die Hard that's just doing cocaine and gets shot in the head later, right? But we believe in John McClane, and that's who Bryan is. That's what he represents. He's the everyman. He's the, if I would have put in the work, if I would have worked hard, I could have done that too. And that's why we love him. And because of that, it makes it so freaking hard to pick against him when he says something like, I'll never wrestle again, because my brain can't process that yet. I wish I had a better relationship with Bryan. You know, we only worked together for a little bit. I wish we would have traded numbers and I kept in touch all these years because I'd just be like, dude, no, like just wrestle once a year. Who cares? Yeah. All that said, there is a scenario where he could win. And he says every championship match is my last. If I lose, I'm out. If I win, I'm in. And I'm not going to be under contract. I'm just going to be your AEW champion. I don't necessarily believe that story that I'm pitching you right now, but I'm just saying it could happen. All that bullshit aside, Swerve Strickland is retaining the championship.
Oh, after all that.
After all that, Swerve Strickland is retaining the championship because
I think
he can't do it. He can't win. If he's retiring, he can't win.
I'll put one little piggyback on one of the things you said too about the yes movement and Daniel Bryan that maybe people have kind of misremembered. Bryan Danielson, or at the time Daniel Bryan, was small. Now, this wasn't a common thing. Now everyone at AEW is 5'5". This guy was this little, like you said, he was diehard. He was fighting to be this, and he became the star because if you have that many people chanting yes, and they got to put you over. They say, oh, hey, the numbers don't lie. This is amazing. This guy is over. He did it himself. And so he's awesome. And I'll never disrespect him. I love this guy a lot. I think he wins. But I also...
you're going to make me change my mind.
I think he wins. But here's what I will say. Wouldn't it be a great bad guy move? Like as a heel, this is totally separate from the Swerve Strickland versus Bryan Danielson match. But like, wouldn't it be a great bad guy move to be like, oh, it's a retirement match, and just don't? You go, I'm not doing that. What are you talking about?
Fuck you! I'm never retiring.
Make me. I was like, what do you? I'm not gonna. Like, it's such a good idea. Like, if you do like a shave your hair match, and then you lose the match. You go, I'm not shaving my hair. That's ridiculous.
Screw you.
Like, just don't. That's such the bad guy, perfect bad guy move. But that being said, I think Bryan Danielson wins. And we don't have to worry about that. He's going to retire. He's going to get the neck surgeries. He's going to do all those things. But I don't think he would ever just say, I'm not going to wrestle again. I think it's ridiculous stipulations.
Okay.
And the stipulations are so ridiculous that I think he wins.
All right, hold on. I might flip.
And then he might give the belt up. You know, he'll in 3 weeks, he'll have some teary goodbye about how he needs neck surgery and he's got to raise his daughter and he wants to be present. And then he'll just give the belt away and they'll do some tournament to get the rights to fight for the belt. And then Swerve will be like, this was mine all the time. And so they'll, but I think that we make a big to-do about Bryan Danielson's going away, but I don't think the to-do is him losing to Swerve Strickland.
Fine, I switch. Bryan Danielson wins. You got me.
We got him.
Bitch, you almost got me with MJF too, but you didn't. So all right, y'all. That's all the matches for All In. I kind of wish I was there in London. That'd be amazing. But the next one's in Texas, Jeff. You never know. Texas field might trip. Have love for us. They might
podcast
have
some
love for us. We could do a little field trip.
Me, you, and our giant producer, Alex.
We could all make it. That would be pretty crazy. But anyway, enjoy the pay-per-view. Make sure you guys tune in every week. We love that you guys like both shows. On behalf of Jeff Dye, I'm Freddie Prinze Jr. Peace.
We out.
This has been a production of iHeart's My Cultura Podcast Network. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.